Hey guys, it's Jaden and welcome back. Today we're talking about Canada's Drag Race. And if I do say so myself, tonight's episode about the Snatch Game went off in a lot of ways. We're happy, we're glad to see it. Now, I did not make a All-Stars finale video because I didn't want to. Also, Shay was gonna win. I had no qualms about it. It was a good episode to really crown Shay. And it was a bunch of pointless talking. So, just saying, it was kind of boring to watch something that you knew who was going to win. There was a very sliver that I thought that she wasn't going to win, but I was like, y'all wouldn't do that to her. Like, anyway, talking about Canada though, this episode we really got to have a mini challenge, which was the reading challenge, and we are happy to see it. Now, I don't remember who won. I believe it was Jimbo. A lot has happened. I'm pretty sure it was Jimbo. Pretty sure, but it doesn't really matter. Today's challenge is Snatch Game, and the girls are out. Let me give some notable mentions before we really dive into the Snatch Game of it all. Priyanka and Alona have a brief little spat in the beginning. Basically, Alona potentially just bringing up the fact that she's kind of a victim, and Priyanka's like, it's disrespectful if you just leave the competition. Alona was like, well, that's how I feel, and I'm like, all right, who cares? The fandom, is mad at Jeffrey. So he was being a little nicer in this episode. Not like he had any choice because this was shot months ago, but still, hopefully this changes people's minds. I highly doubt it. It seemed like people really just don't like Jeffrey. But I don't know. I love Stacey. I love Brooklyn. I'm okay with Jeffrey. I don't have an issue with Jeffrey, really. Yeah, he's a little out of line sometimes, but other two, great. We also got to have a great conversation about Jimbo's story about being an outsider and becoming the funny guy. We also got to talk about Kiara and parental approval. That was interesting. Let's just get into Snatch Game, which I'm going to just wrap into the looks because I think it's so much easier to talk about Snatch Game with looks because there's just so many of them. The girls are here. As you can see, an image hopefully in front of you about what the girls are looking like and what order they're going for. Also, category is Night of 1,000 Celines. I do want to point out one thing. Before the Snatch Game, red carpet was happening, and I actually really like the fact that there was a red carpet before. I don't know if it's a timing thing, but that's something that I think American Drag Race could slightly incorporate. Loved it. Even though it was really just to introduce the girls, I mean, that's really what it was, but it seemed pointless, but it just seemed like an interesting little, let's make it different. As I said, Night of 1,000 Celines and Snatch Game. So let's start off, Miss Boa or Gypsy Rose. Okay, Gypsy Rose was very forgettable in this challenge. I really forgot that she was there. Also, I just didn't like this look that she was going for Gypsy Rose. I do agree with Brooklyn that she could have been more sicker, could have proved a little point with that. But other than that, in terms of her look, she's giving me very showgirl, very fringe. And I guess that's what she's going for in terms of Celine look. I don't really necessarily agree with all the fringe things. I see the point. It looks a little heavy. But I do think they asked for glamour, and Boa did give you glamour, no comedy. And I think this was actually, her stepping up to the challenge. Sadly, I don't think this is the week that she's going to get that critique. But yeah. Next up, Jimbo as Joan Rivers. And let's just say right now, Miss Joan Rivers was killing the game, hands down. I think this is easily one of the best Joan Rivers we've had on the Drag Race in magnanimous verse, whatever you want to call it. It was just really good. She was really present. She was there. She was giving us jokes. She was interacting. She did this move with Jojo where she tried to slide a little bit of the, I'm not trying to be, not like I'm getting monetized at the moment, but I'm not trying to get demonetized in the future, but she slid a little something in Jojo's way, and I thought that was the funniest little prop gag that I've ever seen. It was just so funny, and we just love to see Miss Jimbo or Miss Joan Rivers going out. In terms of her look, I actually like her look a lot. I think that this is what they mean when they talk about these Night of 1,000 whoever challenges. Like, it doesn't have to be an exact recreation. Yes, be as close as possible, but you can do your own take on it. You can give your own personality and spin. And I think that's kind of what was really separating Miss Jimbo from the pack this week. This look, we know what it was supposed to look like, but then we got this. It was very, as Brooklyn said, a dragged up version of it. And I think this is a really good version of it. I think it looked really good. Miss Jimbo was here to not play any games. Next up, we have Lemon as Jojo Siwa. Jojo was doing something. She went balls to the walls when we played this character, and she couldn't do her R's and all that. I don't know. I think that it's so funny because it's Lemon playing a character which is Jojo Siwa. Like, Jojo Siwa is a character, not like actually like Jojo's personality. So it's like a character of a character of a character. It was just like Inception. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. I think the look itself gave me really Jojo Siwa. Yeah. Her look on the runway, though, the judges pointed out she had no shape, and I kind of agree. I think that the makeup could have been done up a little bit more. I think the wig could have been a little bit better. Other than that, I agree with them in the terms of like that shape. I think that the fact that this is such a skin tight thing, you're seeing a lot. I know she's not a boob queen, but like maybe a small A cup or something would have really changed it. A little bit of a pad or something would have really pushed in that curve. Maybe a little accessorizing. This is one of those things where it's such a blank canvas that she could have done so many things, but she did not. But it's an okay look. It's just like it could have been elevated to another level. Next up, Priyanka as Miss Cleo. Here we go. I don't know what she was doing when she did Miss Cleo. I was so happy for her, right, that she was gonna do Miss Cleo, but she did Miss Cleo wrong. I mean, wrong. It was so bad. Like, call me now. She didn't even call. Like, she has so many things she could have done, and she did not. In terms of the look and what she looked like, I think she looked great as Miss Cleo. But Priyanka really knows what she's doing when it comes to her look, so I wasn't surprised or anything like that. She was about to give it to you. In terms of her look on the runway, I think this look is really great. I love the fact that it's a 2-in-1. I like the fact that she was like, this is a recreation exactly. See, that's the thing. Either be an exact head-to-toe recreation, or be a recreation and like drag it up just a little bit. Like add a little something, like a little pizzazz. I don't know. Love this. I like this whole entire thing. When she took it off and she was accepting her American Music Award, she looked good too. She was just giving you a whole different ensemble. Obviously, you know, because Priyanka's a drag queen, you could tell this dress, though, was made out of material that she can move in, which a lot of drag queens, for some reason, when they're making gowns, don't do. Especially, so this slit is like all the way up for a reason, like just in case I gotta do a number. And I'm here for that. Yeah, I guess that's all I gotta say. I wish, though, Miss Priyanka's makeup was a little bit, it's one of those things of like, I think it's because it's on TV, so you're like zoomed in on things. I'm realizing a lot of their makeup isn't like, it's just, there are little things that they could do to tweak it just a little bit. That's better for it being on TV. Versus like, I'm doing this for the club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's kind of, I'm noticing with everybody, not just like Priyanka. I'm noticing with everybody. Miss Rita Bega was doing some Edith Piaf. And I think she was serving me old person realness. And you know what? In terms of this year and me getting an old person during Snatch Game, I have to say I stand. I'm here for it. She was really giving it to us. I mean, she had personality. She knew her character. Everything was down. The look was good. She looked old as hell. Yeah, Miss Rita really did that. I mean, if you compare this to like We Don't Mention That Queen on My channel and Miss Aiden Zane, like them doing the old person bit, it just didn't work out for them. But it's also, I feel like they didn't prepare. And I was wholeheartedly prepared for Miss Rita Bega to go full on French, like we need subtitles the entire time, but it didn't happen. Kind of happy about. because now I would have to really focus on what was happening. In terms of her look on the runway, yeah, you know, it's okay. I think she's a little too tall for this look, but I think that dress it needs to be 1 inch lower because it looks like a small, and she's a medium, right? The wig is a wig. It was it's an okay look. Her start out look was okay. It just wasn't like anything extraordinary. It was a surprise, that's all. Next up, we have Scarlett Bobo as Miss Liza Minnelli. And we've seen Liza before, so we know what a good Liza does. I'm pretty sure, didn't Alexis Michelle win her Snatch Game? Yeah, Alexis Michelle won her Snatch Game with Liza, so we've seen Liza multiple times, I believe, actually. We've seen Liza multiple times. I think Scarlett, when she adds into this, she did an okay job. She did a good job. I think that her Liza was entertaining. I think that it was very interactive, and she looks good. Then she pulled out another wig, and she was funny. Like, that's just it. Like, Miss Scarlett Bobo was funny. She said that I'm not gonna go home. That's basically what was happening here. She was pulling out all the jokes. In terms of her look on the runway, I get what she was going for. I don't think this was a winner. It was a good look. I thought she looked good on the runway. I just don't think like she really was going to win with this look. This wasn't like out of this world recreation. Yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah. Next up, Kiara as Mariah Carey, and boy, yikes. I mean, oh God, it was just bad. It was just like so many missed jokes, like especially that joke about like how the twins, and she was like, oh, they're good on touching her boobs, and it's like, the kids? Crickets, literally crickets, and it's just like, so many opportunities. You brought all these props, but you didn't prepare for your character. And she later said something about like how like I'm really an actress, and like I really go hard with my acting and all that yada 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 yada. And I'm like, I bet you are, probably, but like you were probably really nervous in this challenge. I don't know, give it benefit of the doubt. It was just really was not there. Her look looked good. I think she looked really good as like Mariah Carey. For the most part. I mean, okay, not good, but okay. Her look on the runway, I think this is my favorite look that she's ever done the entire time she's been on the show. It was good. This is what I wanted from her, even though like this is supposed to be like a recreation. I don't think it was like an exact recreation or whatever like that. Though it was an exact recreation. It looked very similar to whatever the thing that she was referencing. They made some comment about her ponytail. I didn't really care because I would say as a whole, like if you take the Celine Dion out of it, I mean, she looked fantastic. I liked everything that she was doing this episode with this look. I mean, it was giving me dark Betty, dark fantasy, very, what are we about to do? We're about to go murder somebody. We're about to go take somebody down. Like, she's literally like giving me, oh, this is Atomic Blonde moment. And I'm just coming in. This is very Charlie's Angels. I'm giving you too many things. I think you get the point. She looked good. I was feeling everything that she was doing. And it's sad that like it took this long for me to be like, okay, I genuinely like here for this look, hands down. Next up, last but not least, you know what I'm trying to say. Ilona Verley giving us Rebecca Moore, a destroyer. I mean, I have no words. She did good. I loved it. I couldn't believe that Miss Rebecca Moore, one of the destroyers, was out here, and I don't know why I'm doing my voice. I just was so excited to see it. I loved it, and because she was Rebecca Moore, I gave her so many options to really interact, like really being like trashy and kind of whorish a little bit. I mean, like that being played up, it was so good. Again, another inception, a character of a character of a character. It's like wild, right? Her look on the runway this week, it looked like actually something Ilona would wear. I'm not gonna lie. Ilona looked good. Ilona was there. I'm not a fan of whatever hell was happening in the back, but I don't think like she deserved to be the bottom for it. Which, excuse me, she was not. So Anyway, you have to say, this Snatch Game, though, I love the fact of how interactive they were. I think this is probably the most interactive, like, rowdy, but, like, in a good way crowd. I think the last time we had some type of, like, really rowdy, but, like, bad was really Kenya Moore's season / sort of. I'm just thinking, like, the most rowdy ones that come to mind that I'm like, ugh, like, why'd y'all do that? And the Jiggly season, and then the Smush Monster. Oh God, it was just so bad. But like this was so good. They were interacting but like playing with each other's boundaries at the same time. Like Alona was getting up and like, I'll suck your fingers. I was like, ugh. And Jimbo was coming back. Like it was just fun. It was like a fun improv. If we take out, two people, or not even take them out, if we just act like they weren't there, this is actually a good snatch. This is a great Snatch Game. There were so many strong characters who were truly leading the pack. The tops this week are Miss Jimbo, Miss Rita Vega. I'll say also Lemon was also in that. While the bottoms were easily Boa, Priyanka, and whatever her name is. Oh, Kiara. That wasn't supposed to be rude. That was me trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it was just whatever. Miss Jimbo won, as she should. Jimbo stand over here. We're happy to see it. But who's in the bottom? Miss Priyanka and Miss Kiara. So what are we going to do? We're about to lip sync. We're about to go off. That's what we're about to do, right? And it's to a wonderful song, which I've never heard before. I Drove All Night, which if I haven't said, Mary Walsh is here. She's the guest host. I believe she's a comedian. Canadian comedian. And when the girls started the music, I was like, okay, Priyanka's in this dress. I already know what's going to happen. It's going to come off. Like, it's an easy reveal, easy number, easy reveal right here. We already know what's going to happen right there. And when she took it off, I was like, when she walked back to the stage and she came back to the front, I was like, oh, here's a statement out the gate. And I just feel like this song was so long. It just felt longer than normal songs would have been, but I think it's because like there were just so many like, let's go back to a chorus, let's go back to the chorus, let's go back to the chorus, up an octave. Like there was just so many like trickery going on with the song itself, but it was magnificent watching both Priyanka and Miss Kiara on the stage. I mean, I will say I was living for Priyanka a lot more because I just felt like Priyanka was being Priyanka one, but giving you also like a Celines dynamic of giving you a song that's about to be a jumper, a hopper, a bop, and it was just going off. And Miss Priyanka was giving you boom, 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 but giving you like soft and sultry at the same time. Miss Kiara said, "I'm not gonna lose," but with her saying that, she said, "I'm about to pull out every single trick that I know," and I feel like Priyanka thought about this lip sync a lot prior to having to do the lip sync, while Kiara thought, but was probably got lost in the moment about what she was gonna do, because Kiara was just like, I'm gonna throw this here, I'm gonna do this here, I'm gonna shake for you, I'm gonna walk over here, walk, and that it just was what it was, and we had to say. Easily, Miss Priyanka was a winner, and I feel like it was really known, like after this moment when like Kiara was about to go into her, and Priyanka just like turned around, and it was just like okay, and then the octaves and then the back. Oh God, it genuinely could have been, in my opinion, I could see this as one of those lip syncs that was like a double stay, but I can only say that if Kiara's entire performance was a little bit cleaner. If it was cleaner, it could have easily been a double stay. But Priyanka had it in her bag easily. And I'm like, okay, is this your moment right here? Is this where you let the girls know, like, I don't plan to be here in the bottom again. I'm going to give it to you the next week. So I hope so. Right now, as it stands, rooting for Miss Jimbo, who has that win that she needed. Rooting for Priyanka, who has, I believe, a win that she has. Miss Rita is still there, giving you all of the things. I really want Lemon to step it up. I'm happy to see exactly what Scarlett's going to give us next week. I don't know. I just really hope that Miss Scarlett can really push out something new, something special. Let me know in the bottom. Let me know in the comments exactly how you feel. Who do you feel is going to really rise to the occasion that you don't probably expect to? Because I'm really hoping that it's like, I hope Alona really like comes out like and just bursts out the window. I would love to see that. But yeah, that's my episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna go. It's been a nice day. It's like, ooh. And Canada was refreshing, just refreshing. Hopefully we aren't gonna like bag on Jeffrey this week, because Jeffrey did get a moment of a little meanness. But anyway, I digress. Thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all later. Bye.